Do you feel that you never have enough time, that your dreams remain unfulfilled, and that your life is slipping through your fingers? If so, you're not alone. You're in the 95%. But what if there is a way to reclaim control over your time, your goals, and your destiny? Sharma, one of the world's most respected leadership experts and best-selling authors, is giving us a blueprint for living an extraordinary life in his book, The 5 a.m. Club. In this video, we're going to capture the essence of this book. Just the essence. We're not going over the story, characters, and structure of the book or precise terminology, although it's truly inspiring and I encourage you to get your hands on it. Now, I will present the 5 a.m. concept at the end of the video because there's a lot of important topics we need to cover first to get to that. Bear with me because this book is packed with value cover to cover. Let's dive in. The main idea of the book is that every single human being that is alive today has the potential to become a great leader, a true genius in their chosen field, to live a successful, happy, and abundant life. Understand that every single legend out there was once a beginner. Every single exceptional athlete that you admire was once an amateur. And every single self-made millionaire started from nothing. Greatness is for everyone. There are no limits. Exceptional capabilities have very little to do with genetics and more to do with dedication. And leadership is about refusing to be ordinary and dedicating yourself to master your chosen field. You see, we are naturally inclined toward greatness from birth. You were born to be great. So what happens along the way that we remain stuck in an ordinary, mediocre, and unfulfilling life? In our childhood, our subconscious mind forms patterns of thinking from our environment and from other people that influence us at an early age. These will impregnate ideas of poverty, struggle, scarcity, limitation, not being good enough, being ordinary. We believe this story and then go about our lives, behaving in such a way that we'll turn it into our reality. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Limitation is just a thought that we repeat to ourselves until it becomes reality. And here's how. We lose our self-respect. We lose the curiosity we had as kids. We minimize our abilities and play small with our strengths. We start acting as victims, blaming other people, our past events or present circumstances. We become complacent, settle for what's easy and familiar. We make excuses over and over until we believe they are true. But this is not your fault. To better understand why we tend to think and act in this negative way, we also need to understand the human brain. Our primitive brain has the main function of keeping us safe by scanning for danger. That is the default. Back in time, when life was brutal, when there was starvation and dangerous animals and temperature extremes, the brain was constantly scanning for what's bad in order to keep us alive. This is called a negativity bias. It's basically why we're not happy. Because by default, we don't look at all the good in our lives. We look at what is bad and what is missing. It's why we are anxious and fearful when everything is actually going great. It's also why we're stuck in mediocrity, because our primitive brain gets triggered whenever we leave our comfort zones. We evolved our master brain in time through creativity and learning and dreaming bigger, but the two brains are in conflict. Whenever we want to exit the familiar and try new things and evolve, we have a sense of fear and threat, and our ancient brain kicks in and destroys the very intention of our master brain. We need to understand and refute this negativity bias because we are now living a better and safer life than a king did a few hundred years ago. It takes a lot of courage to persevere in achieving outstanding results and growth, but continuing when you're scared is how you become a legend. Now, how can we get out of this mess? Well, there's a few areas that we need to take care of. I'll start with my favorite one, which is the mindset. Start developing a mindset of possibility. Set high goals and ambitions for yourself. You are what you think all day long. Remember how we talked about the fact that our subconscious mind turns our beliefs into reality. This is how you got here in the first place. Your thoughts form your reality, And if you improve your mindset, you will improve your life. Start to believe in yourself. Make your faith stronger than your fears. Stop focusing on your weaknesses and start focusing on your qualities. Look at failures as some traps nature is putting in your way to test that you are ready for success. Start visualizing the life you want. Visualize yourself accomplishing your goals every morning. Always maintain a mindset of prosperity and abundance. There are no limits other than the ones you set in your mind. Act as if you have plenty. Give without expecting anything in return. Leave a big tip. Pay for a lunch when you cannot afford to do so. Show the universe that you know you have enough and you know prosperity is coming. Constantly increase your goals. When you get a raise, you only feel the joy briefly, and then that becomes the new normal. Increase your standards for the quality of your life constantly. But at the same time, be grateful for everything you have now in order to get away from the negativity bias. The emotional area, or as Sharma calls it, the heart set. A lot of the time we know what we need to do. We have the positive mindset, but we never get anywhere because our emotional life remains a mess. We are stuck in the past because we haven't forgiven, because we repress toxic and unhealthy emotions, and we are sabotaging ourselves without even knowing. In order to dial into the brightest version of ourselves, we need to let go of negative emotions, frustrations, disappointments. We need to forgive ourselves and those who have wronged us and be at peace. But that's not enough. We also need to cultivate positive emotions. You can do that by loving yourself. You are the only person you'll spend your entire life with. Give yourself a compliment in the mirror each morning. Follow your joy. Do things that make you happy. Be around people that make you happy and go to places that make you feel alive. Show people love. Tell them how proud you are of them. Make them feel good about themselves and make them smile. Relate peacefully with everyone. And if someone does you wrong, let karma do the job. The best revenge is to be the success story. The health set, which refers to your physical health. The mind and body are strongly connected, and your brain is actually operating at the highest level when you tap into the physical dimension by regularly exercising. This will also give you the energy to accomplish more in a day, and it will dissolve stress. But the greatest part is that being as fit as you can possibly be will boost your self-confidence, self-respect, and self-love, and give you back your faith in yourself and your capabilities. Plus, there are very few things in life that feel as good as being super fit. The soul set, which is your spiritual health. This refers to having some quiet time to enjoy solitude, silence, and stillness, and be in the present moment. Oftentimes, we're so worried and distracted that we're not actually living in the present moment. We're stuck in the past or worry about the future. Meditate to quiet your mind, and this will improve your awareness of your thoughts, and it will increase your focus throughout the day, and it will improve the relationship you have with yourself. Contemplate and connect with your mortality. This will awaken you to realize that tomorrow is not a fact, so you will stop putting off the action you need to take to live a great life. Stop putting off being happy until you have more time or more money. Be happy now. Tomorrow may never come. Your environment. This area is not in the book explicitly, but I put it together to capture information along this line. If you want to be successful, you need to create an environment that will allow you to do so. The first point is to stay away from negative people. You'll never get anywhere if you hang around bad people, drama queens, and negativity kings. You see, we mirror the behavior of the persons we spend time with. If we give them our time and attention, we give them a chance to crush our dreams and ambitions. Unfriend people who drain your energy. The second point is to stay away from meaningless, addictive, negative distractions. Sell your TV, stop watching the news, stay away from crowded malls where you buy things you don't need. Delete apps with constant notifications that are breaking your focus. Technology is absolutely great because it advances our knowledge, and it's making the world smaller. But we are using it wrong when we let it get in the way of our focus and productivity. Imagine the great things you could build in the time you are mindlessly scrolling and over-communicating if you would concentrate on a work project. Your phone is costing you a fortune. Every time you check your phone, you are breaking your focus and tiring your brain. Every time you watch TV, scroll through meaningless content, you are making your brain weaker. Like a muscle, it will atrophy. You'll have weaker cognition and slower learning capability. It also doesn't allow you to be present in what you are doing, so you'll make more mistakes in your work. It's ruining your mindset as you constantly compare yourself to others, focusing on how they are better and have more than you. And it's ruining your emotional health as you have fewer meaningful interactions. Technology is training us to be less human. Finally, keep structure and order in your life. Our decision-making capabilities are limited. The more meaningless decisions we have to make throughout the day about what to wear, what to eat, what to put in the shopping cart at the supermarket, the less decision-making power we're going to have when time comes to take an important decision, and the higher the chances to get it wrong. So organize and automate as much as possible the trivial choices. An organized life leads to an organized mind. Now let's go back and talk about how taking care of these areas can make you a legend. Well, they're not in themselves, but they come together to allow you to put in the effort and dedication required to become one. Yes, you still have to put in sincere effort to realize your goals. The smallest implementation has more value than the greatest intention, but a small implementation done over time will lead to remarkable results. Tiny daily improvements, even if they seem unimportant, can add up to huge achievements when you keep at it over time. These small victories build excellence over the long haul. Let's do the math. When you work to become 1% better at something every day, in a month you'll be 30% better, and in 1 year you'll be 365% better. We talked about how every legend out there was once a beginner. Well, this is how they've done it. They showed up every day when it's easy, and especially when it's hard. They maintained a mentality of granularity instead of being superficial. For instance, a tennis player spends months and countless hours just practicing a ball toss to ensure it's in the exact right spot, looking at the smallest details such as the angle of the racket. And how can you maintain this level of relentless practice and discipline and effort and discomfort? By making it a habit. Yes, make a habit out of doing high-value activities that you normally wouldn't want to do. Every change is hard at first, but when you make it a habit, you automate it and it becomes the new normal. Think about how challenging it was at first to drive a car. You had to do about 16 different things just to start it. But now these steps have become automatic. You don't think about those actions. Through practice and repetition, every action becomes your second nature. This is where we start talking about the 5 a.m. concept, because waking up at 5 a.m. is the mother of all habits, and it brings together all the things we talked about from the brain, physical health, mindset, emotional health, spiritual health, environment, to work in favor of your focus, learning, and productivity every single day. But you'll see that in a moment. First, let's answer the question, why 5 a.m.? Reason number 1, when you wake up at 5 a.m., you can do more by noon than most people do in a week. Reason number 2, if you want to be in the top 5%, you have to do what 95% of people are not willing to do. You have to voluntarily put yourself in hard situations in order to build your willpower, so you can commit to the daily discipline required for legendary success. Nature will see your efforts and will reward you wonderfully. Additional hardships you can practice are fasting, taking cold showers, and sleeping on the floor occasionally. That will exercise your willpower, and it'll be easier for you to deal with challenges when they come along. It will also teach you not to procrastinate doing the things you don't want to do. Reason number 3, there is something special about getting up before the sun. This is something most geniuses have in common. Because of the hormones you release, it puts you into a flow state, making you productive all day, and it brings up the genius in you with precision. Reason number 4, to incorporate some silence and solitude and tranquility at the start of your day, before your family needs you and your responsibilities take over. This allows you to control your environment and give you time away from overstimulation to replenish your creativity. The silence and calm at 5 a.m. will gradually put your brain into a theta state when your consciousness is reduced, allowing creative flow and advanced learning. Reason number 5. Your morning dictates how your day is going to be. If you take care of your morning routine properly, your day will pretty much take care of itself. You see, your life is not some abstract concept. Your life is the sum of your days. And if you want to have a great life, you need to take care of each day. And a morning routine is the surest way to do that. Reason number 6. When you commit to getting up at 5 a.m. and keep that promise, you'll strengthen your relationship with yourself. The reason we lose self-confidence, self-love, and self-respect is because we fail to keep the promises we make to ourselves. Now here comes the recipe that brings this all together. Step by step, set an alarm and jump out of bed at 5 a.m. Don't wait until your brain comes up with reasons why you should stay in bed longer. Just jump out. First thing, work out for 20 minutes. Whatever you prefer, just make sure you sweat. Working out first thing in the morning will decrease your cortisol, the stress hormone which is highest in the morning, making you more productive throughout the day. It will also increase your dopamine and serotonin, which are responsible for your happiness. It will increase norepinephrine, which is responsible for attention and focus. It will increase your metabolism, which turns your body into a fat-burning machine and puts you in top shape. For the next 20 minutes, use this time to take care of your mindset, emotional and spiritual health. This includes planning your day ahead and visualizing yourself accomplishing all you set out to do. Like Ben Franklin said, failing to plan is like planning to fail. Write a journal to download your emotions, process through repressed feelings of hurt and disappointment. Write down positive elements in your life, your accomplishments, and things you are grateful for. During this 20-minute time frame, also allocate a few minutes for meditation. It will increase your focus and shield your inner calm, so in the face of a challenge, you'll be calm and composed and not hysterical. Finally, use the last 20 minutes for learning. Get 1% better by watching an instructional video, reading, or learning something to expand your knowledge. You should also make it a habit of learning throughout the day whenever you get a chance, like listening to an audiobook or a valuable podcast in traffic. Now, in order to install this habit, you must also balance your evening routine to make sure you get 7.5 hours of quality sleep. Also, make sure you get 2 days of rest during the week, breaks throughout the day, and occasional vacations to make it sustainable. Sometimes you have to work less to get more done. Additionally, it would help you to do it in a group. When you have support, it becomes easier as you also make yourself accountable to keep this promise to other people. Installing or breaking habits is known to function better in a group, as proven by the AAA. Another tip is to teach it to other people, as you learn it yourself better when you teach, so this is a gift you give to yourself. The journey to fully install this habit will take 66 days in 3 equal stages. The destruction stage, which will feel like torture as you are breaking your past habits and rewiring your brain. The installation stage will make you feel absolutely exhausted as your brain will consume a lot of energy. And the integration stage, when you start seeing the success and all your effort and commitment are starting to pay off. Be patient until day 44, and it'll all be worth it. To help you, especially with the first 2 stages of installing this habit, you need to have a trigger and a reward. The trigger could be your alarm, and the reward could be a piece of chocolate or a nap at noon. After day 66, this will be your second nature. Be patient. Genius takes time. You need to persist in everything you want to master. This will boost your willpower, double your happiness and creativity, and triple your productivity. And remember that if you want to be in the top 5%, you need to do what 95% of people are not willing to do. If you were to remember only 3 words to encapsulate the principles from this book, they should be discipline, mastery, productivity. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Keep reading, keep learning, and I'll catch you in the next video.